Now that we understand what a subclass is, I'm going to go back and revisit the class definition in Python. So here over in Atom Editor, I don't have, well, not necessarily a class definition, but I have a file that shows me the basic structure of what a class definition should look like. So you notice in the beginning, we always start off with a header that begins with the word class, which gives us the name of the class as well. And everything after the header is indented. I always start off with a class specification, and then I can write the code which forms the body of my class definition. Now, by now, we've seen a lot of different things that can go inside of this body. They're the getters and setters, right? That's the way that we sort of protect access to our attributes. There's the initializer, that's the helper to the constructor function. We've also seen other special methods that begin with double underscores, like double underscore string and double underscore repr. But not everything has to be special. I mean, we could define pretty much any sort of method that we want to, and we're also not limited to methods. We could also have assignment statements if we wanted to make class attributes. Now, one of the things I want to point out here with all of these comments that I've listed is that this is actually the basic structure that we want you to use when you're making classes in this course. We want you to put the getters and setters first, right? Because when I look at the getters and setters, I know what the attributes are, and that's always the most important thing to understand about a class. And just making sure that you put things in this order will just make it easier for us to find everything inside of your class definition. But with that said, that's not actually the primary thing that I wanted to focus on in this video. Instead, I want to talk about this thing inside of the parentheses. We've seen now with subclasses that what I'd actually do here is I would type the subclass name inside of the parentheses. And that's because I want to say that, well, the class here is a subclass of subclass name. And that's key because every single class that you write has to be a subclass of something. Even when you write object here. What is it a subclass of? It is a subclass of a class called object. Where did this class come from? Well, it's built into Python. Let's go over to the terminal. So I am now going to make an object. I know that's really confusing because I'm using the word object for the class, which is what it is, but then I want to make an instance of that object class, so that's the object. So, okay, maybe I should just call it an instance of object, and maybe that would be a little less confusing. All right, either way, I'm going to call the constructor function, so I'm going to call object, parentheses, and lo and behold, that actually worked. If I ask, hey, what is the type of O? It tells me it has class object. So this is a built-in class in Python. Wonder what it looks like in the Python tutor. So we go over to the Python tutor. We are going to go visualize this, step forward, and the Python tutor doesn't even show this sucker at all. Why not? Well, okay, look, when I made this object O inside of the terminal here, Python created a folder. There is a folder here for the object. And it's not empty. It's just that absolutely everything inside of this folder is hidden. In fact, it's even more than that. This is a special instance of a locked object. What I mean by that is we can't add more attributes to it. So if I try to do O.A is equal to 3, that's not even going to work. Python won't even allow you to add new attributes here. And that's because you should never be creating an object. The only purpose of the object class is so that the class that you're working on can have something as its parent class. Okay, so fine. So why do we actually care about the object class? Well, remember what the entire purpose of subclassing is. The idea is that if I have a class that is my parent class, then I get access to every single method or feature of that class. We often say that the subclass inherits all of the features of its parent class. Are there any things inside of the object class that we can actually inherit? Indeed there are. Let's go take the object O. Every single double underscore thing is inside of the object class. So double underscore string, there it is. That special, say, variable double underscore class, there it is. So as we can see, like, the object class is this incredibly important class because it's where all of these mysterious double underscore features are coming from. And so this is the class that we need to understand a little bit better if we're going to figure out how we can do more with our classes in Python.